calling.
Hey, groupies.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, groupies. I'm Tanisha Jelana.
It's Winter Joelle.
It's Amani Ko. And hey, my name is Deek. I will be your main host for today's episode of GCC. Let's do a little check-in. How's everyone doing today? Happy New Year's Eve, because the day we're recording, it's New Year's Eve.
Girl, happy Eve of the New Year.
We haven't talked to each other in some bit, so how has your week been, this past week or two? Because I think the last time we talked was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, at this point.
Mm-hmm. It's been
that part. It's been. The week's done been weekend, but I'm honestly chilling. Life is definitely doing what it does best, but I'm cool. Coolin'.
I hear that.
I can agree on that. Definitely life is doing what it do. Alrighty, so for today's episode, we are doing something a little different. We're just engaging with our community. I posted on my story recently and basically requested for males. It didn't have to specifically just be males, but the intent was for a male audience to respond. I did get responses from multiple people. So basically I asked, what are questions that you are nervous to ask a woman that you would like us to basically answer or give our opinion on? So I did get some really good questions. I will say I'm, for the most part, going to read verbatim what was sent to me. And in some aspects, we'll obviously have to clean it up, because to start off, this is a two-part question. 1, can men be clingy? And 2, do women like clingy men?
Yes, and yes. Yes.
Yes, and
you
yes.
Can. Yes, and do.
Be clingy.
Yes, and please. Like,
please, on to me, please.
Obsessed with me. You want to breathe my air, like live in my skin. Are you kidding me? Yes.
So, like, respect when I don't want to be clingy anymore.
That part. I was going to say, but.
Exactly.
But let's not, why you so obsessed with me, be obsessed.
Yeah,
any opportunity you get the chance to, take it. But let's also be,
Yeah, like, don't do too much. Like, if I want to go do something or, like, go somewhere, don't be like, oh, I thought it was just going to be... Please.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love spending time with my man, literally, always with him. And I love that about us. Like, do everything together, like those little videos you see on TikTok. But I do enjoy when he does his thing and I also do my thing, even though most of the time my thing is in the house with the girls, but still my thing. And he doesn't get offended by that. And that's the balance I need.
But even in the house, though, because there's moments where I just need to quite literally be left alone. Like,
For sure.
I think I've touched upon this before, in my day-to-day, in my 9 to 5, in my employed of the employments, the people that pay me, I am the point of contact. I am the person. I am the liaison. I am the answers woman. Like, that is me. People are looking for me literally all day. When I leave my office, my administrative team that works in the office or the suite with me will always, I kid you not, I step out, I come back, oh, such and such was looking for you. So, like, even in the house, I just be needing a moment to just have a moment, to just be alone.
Yeah.
But yes, be clingy. Yes, you can. And please do.
Please do.
Yeah, I like a clingy man,
Okay.
for sure.
For sure. But the thing is, do men like a clingy girl?
Right.
Because I feel like that's always the issue. They never like a girl that's too clingy. And if I like somebody, I'm going to be clingy.
Girl, you are very clingy.
I you just aren't that way even outside of your romantic relationships. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I love you down
Not
for
too
it. I
much.
do. You know I do.
It's part of your
But this girl
personality.
is a clinger, okay? Like, she will literally cling to you,
And
like hang
will.
off of your body. There's been plenty of times where she's literally just climbed into my lap for no reason.
Like, Winter, can you just take my back a little bit?
Just the clingers. Just a clinger. That's
I'm
it.
crying.
We love her, though.
I'm a good
You
clinger.
are.
I'm a good
You
clinger.
are.
Okay, so next question. Are women with BBLs respected?
Like, respected
I
by
don't know.
other women. I'm guessing that's what they're asking, considering they want to ask us as women.
I would assume it was towards like respected by
Yeah.
other women, because they're asking
Right.
women
Okay, I just want to make sure.
this
Mhm.
question. So
I kind of feel like it's 2025. Who cares anymore?
Yeah, that was the main response.
Um,
I don't care. So I don't know if I'm the right
yeah.
person to ask,
Who
because I
cares?
genuinely don't care. It's not my body.
Right.
Like, I genuinely don't care what
And
they
I
do.
think we've also gotten to a point where the BBLs are becoming more mindful. They're becoming more body-like. Like, you don't look like an alien. So, like, cool.
Yeah, like, do you?
My only tickle was the people were walking around looking like a Dorito. That bothered me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, it was just
But
like,
that's just
why?
like, yeah, like, why would you do that to yourself?
that was literally my exact sentiment.
Every
Why would you do that to
time.
yourself? But other than that, I'm not pressed whether.
I don't care.
I feel like that's just a bad job on the surgeon. I don't.
Nah.
I feel like you were.
I feel like you should have left it alone.
Yeah.
That's just personally how I be
Because
feeling.
realistically, instead of the Dorito butt, you're supposed to put it like in the hip, so it's more round.
No,
but I feel like they don't be putting. They be adding it to the back.
the ratio gotta be ratio for real, because
Right.
then people be walking around looking like a
Thank you.
drumstick.
It doesn't
they
matter
butt
where
looking
it
big
goes.
and then their legs looking
No,
skinny.
it's so true.
Like, if you want to get it, just get it right, girl. Because I know
Yes.
you see it. If we
I
see
know
it, you see it.
That's the part. It's like, yes, okay, the surgeon might not have done his big one, but when you left out of there, now you knew that thing did not look right.
The 7 days after the swelling started to come down.
You shouldn't have left that bed like that.
What did T.I. say? I know you see it. I know you see it.
Right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Like, something had to give. But yeah, I don't know.
As far as respect, I think that's crazy to lose respect for somebody just purely based off of what they've done to their body. It's like me losing respect for somebody for getting a tattoo. Like, that's your choice.
Yeah.
Now, if you lying about it, that's different.
I was going to say, now, I think the place that would cause me to be like, is if you're trying to act like you didn't get a BBL. Because it's like, for what? Like, what
You
are you acting? You did, and it's okay. Just stand on that.
Okay.
So,
It's okay.
yeah, that's what
I gained a couple pounds. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, it's okay. We know that body ain't come out of nowhere.
Like, girl, we just saw you last month. Please.
Okay.
That's
Just don't
when it's
lie about it.
questionable.
Other than that, you good. Do what you want to do with your body.
It's a fact.
Right. I could definitely respect a woman that's definitely going to, I mean, they don't have to be like, oh, yeah, just let you know I got a BBL.
Right. No,
but like,
that's your business.
if someone would have asked, then
Mhm.
like,
Give it a
just
buck.
say it.
Yeah.
Like, stand on that.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel that.
Okay, so next question is, can a woman get pregnant while on her period?
Yes.
I'm not
Absolutely.
surprised that a man
Absolutely.
asked that question.
Yes. A woman, as long as she is fertile, as long as she has eggs, she can get pregnant anytime you guys have unprotected sex. Point blank, period. Okay?
Help them, Lord.
We not gonna get into the weeds.
Did they
of all that.
go
Just yes.
to health class? I'm just trying to figure out. Anyway,
You know, some districts didn't teach it and they lied.
Yeah, I feel like with health class, it really just varies, because we had health class. We learned a lot for sure, because I went to West Rocks. We were very much educated on a lot of stuff. But when it comes to what you really take out of it, I think makes a difference, because a bulk of what I learned was all before high school. Like, if they taught the stuff that I learned middle school in high school, then I think that would have made more sense. But they taught me in like middle school. In middle school, I'm really not thinking
Right.
about like,
But
I know other
unfortunately
people are, but like,
in Norwalk, there
But you
a
have
lot
to
of them
know,
were.
not even in Norwalk, in the United States. Let's
But
be
I'm just
very
referring
frank.
to
in
that was
general,
like,
yeah,
that's
but
where we
I
pregnancy
personally,
like central.
sure.
Like the time that we were
Right.
learning it is
I
because
personally wasn't
babies was
thinking of
being
that.
popped out.
No, so true.
Quite literally.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about none of that. And in middle school, I was like scared of the dare teacher, because he was like so mean. And I vividly remember our encounter with him, because he had us write out. Okay, wait. So we were doing this project or this assignment, and he came in and had us all write down on a paper what we wanted to be in our future. And he had everyone write it out. He gave all these like motivational speeches. After the motivational speech, he tells us to open it, and he says, if you can't spell what you want to be, you're not going to be that. And that was a part of our deal.
I like him.
I was about to say the same thing. I was really about to say I kind of like that. He kind of ate down, can't front.
He ate. Yeah, devoured jaw.
Bye. After a whole motivational speech, and then you're over here talking about if you can't spell it, you're not
Sometimes
going to
you
be it.
gotta
And
break them
that's
down.
motivational. Are you kidding me? He said if you can't spell what you hold on, wait. He said if you can't spell what you put down on that paper, you're not going to be it. AKA,
It's the
get your smarts
delivery
up.
that
Are
was
you
the
kidding me?
problem. It wasn't No. I said it in a very nice and educational, motivational way, but the way he delivered it was not that.
I do. He could have said,
because
"You
I'm
idiots."
thinking of traumatized.
I'm like, oh, okay, bet. I'm gonna learn how to spell that word. But I hear you. Definitely after a motivational speech in middle school is a little crazy.
Middle schoolers like
that was real
like,
though.
I would appreciate.
Let's not be delusional.
That's like, and meanwhile, it was like 6th grade too. It wasn't even like 8th grade. Like we were young, fresh out of 5th grade. Like a lot of people still figure out how to spell stuff.
Wait,
oh no,
what were they spell? What were y'all trying to? Well, not you. But I'm saying, what were they trying to spell?
Extreme I could think of is.
I don't know what they were. I don't know what they were writing. It was like individually, like you wrote on your paper, like individually. So I don't know what the next person put as what they want to be in their future.
Grade, you should
so
learn
I have
how to
no
spell
idea
those words: archaeologist, veterinarian, space.
That's all I want to know. What they're writing down, because I'm like, what did they want to be? Now
Secret
I'm curious.
agent.
Well, we can go down this rabbit hole all day.
Yeah. What careers were y'all exposed to?
Because now I'm like, y'all were thinking outside the box. No, for real.
Okay, so next question. What is the most unattractive thing a man can do?
I think that was the answer to the question.
I'm trying to pick one out of the Rolodex, but like, I just feel like there's really too many, like, there's too many things out there that you just can't pick one.
Breathing, talking.
Breathing and talking is crazy, like absolutely crazy. Something that is so just yuck is if I'm out in a social setting, the men that just like look at you and look at me, does it ever look like like it makes you more unattractive that you thought you could come over here and really try and talk to me right now? Like, look at you and look at me. Does it give?
I think for me, one thing that a man can do that is very unattractive is, as a bartender perspective, when a guy is trying to flirt with you as you are making them their drink, and they want you to flirt with them back so they can tip you.
Doing too much.
Right. I'm not about to, like, I can entertain it to a certain extent.
Right.
Don't do too much and thinking like, oh, I'm going to say this and that. And it's like, oh, all right, I'm going to wait to see what she's going to say to see how much I'm going to tip her. Or they'll be like, oh, how much you want to tip?
Ew.
How much you think I'm going to say? Because I'm going to give you a crazy number right now. And I know you ain't going to give me that.
500, please. Thank you. Like, what? You're doing too much. Just tip me and call it a day. Thank you.
Sorry. Honestly, I feel like for me, something unattractive would be a man to have an ugly personality. I feel like I'm a very fairy tale romantic person. So for you to have a personality that kind of resembles like the ugly stepsister, that's not my vibe. Like, I feel like that's an automatic like dub. It doesn't matter how cute, good looking you look, but like having a personality that's shitty is like 100% cut off, no, unattractive, don't talk to me.
I felt that. I definitely felt that. I feel like another thing for me that's also unattractive is when a guy comes into my DMs when I know that guy has been in my other friend's DMs or my other cousin's DMs, thinking that I don't know, like we don't talk.
That's because they're dumb. And even though men gossip, but they don't. They literally don't talk. Like, some of them just don't care, but some of them really don't talk about that type of stuff because they don't care. Like, okay, you talk to her, I'm going to talk to her too. So they just feel like we live by that same willy-nilly principle. I don't know, because they're really bold about it. So there's no way that they aren't out here thinking that we live by the same principle they do, because they're too just freely doing that. And it's like, come on, she told me, so why even think that was okay?
They want to throw in and be like, I really want to chew.
Please. What just that? Ooh.
Boy, if you don't hop up my DMs right now.
Let's stop saying that.
That's another thing. Yes, that's another thing. I have always hated experiences like that. Like I wanted you since Please.
Go ahead and keep on dreaming, baby. Lucid dreaming, study that.
For
Please,
real.
it'll do you a great service. But no, to build on that, I think the one thing that sticks out to me is when I'm out in a public setting, right? And there's a man who is very clearly with his woman, but he's breaking his neck.
Breaking it.
To look at me.
I mean, 360.
While you're quite literally either 2 steps behind her or holding her hand.
It's crazy. With the wedding band on. Let's add that. Crazy. Wow.
Like, what is wrong with your eyes?
I don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
Like, you're doing
at
too
all.
much.
Stop doing it.
Yeah,
have
you're
morals. Have standards for yourself. That's it. I really I feel like men as a whole, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of women with low morals and low standards. But men, hear me and hear me good, okay?
Yes.
Y'all need to get it together. You are worth so much.
Nah, you are worth so much. Respect yourself. Oh,
literally.
My goodness.
Respect yourself. Where's your self-respect?
They don't have it.
Okay, that's it.
Like, if you want to do that without getting cursed out, get you a girl that like females too.
I mean, yeah, but like if you're in an open relationship, cool, do what you want. But you're not, because you're waiting till she can't see you to do it.
That's a fact. Try to be sneaky.
Stop
Stop
Cut
it.
it out.
Next question. Is it a turnoff when men have more female friends than male friends?
I feel like it depends on the situation for sure. I gotta know who that person is, and I gotta be able to, if we can hang out, I better be invited too, so we can all hang out. How about let's be friends too? How about that?
I don't want to be your friend, but I should feel comfortable to be around them also, because there should be no reason why there's any, when you walk in the room, if there's hidden animosity, if there's, you know what I'm saying? So I should be able to enter a room with these people there and there be none of that. So in that instance, I can agree with the money, but I don't want to be their friend. I don't know if I would say...
That was a joke. That was just to be funny.
I don't know if I would say it's a turnoff. I wouldn't even say it's a red flag, at least for me or anything like that. But I guess it just really depends on your person, like who that man is, just as a person. Like, do you know him well enough to know that these people are really just his friends? You know what I mean? I don't know if how I'm conveying it makes sense, but can you really attest to his character enough to know that these are his female friends? Or these are people who, because some of them be slick. They done slept with these people. They done been to these people, but now they're friends and they run in the same circle and they're cool. Well, you got to get the backstory. Like,
better vibes. Go about the scenery. What's going on?
Yeah, for real. So I don't know if I would say a turn off, but it's more to it.
Definitely more to it.
Yeah, I don't think turn off would be the right term either, because personally I have a lot of male friends. So with respect of my friends and how I value my male friends, I would, assume my partner values his female friends similar. I think it really does play a big part, again, like everyone said, how well I not even know that person, because a lot of times I really don't really need to get to know them, but I just need to know the value and like the relationship that you guys actually have. If that makes sense. Like, yes, if it's my person, like my partner that has female friends, like I should know who they are for sure. But that isn't me personally. I don't need to be like best friends with them. I don't need to be friends with them at all. But I should be comfortable to the point where if I see them out, like if I'm shopping and they're randomly out shopping, I can say hi to them comfortably because we are aware of who each other are. But if it's like a weird vibes where you're like not trying to have people meet each other, I think that's weird. But I don't really think it's a turnoff. It's just like it can be a sensitive situation just depending on how you approach like that part of the relationship. Okay, so I got multiple questions with similar vibes that I kind of want to just basically sum up into one question. So what are ways that a man could effectively have conversations with a woman when they want to interact with them sexually without it being like an uncomfortable type of situation?
First things first, what's the word the kids are using nowadays? Riz, right?
What does that mean? Can
I don't know, but I'm about to use it like
great.
I know.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Do you want me to insert myself real quick?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Because we know you know about the term.
Riz basically means like you trying to like flirt with somebody. Like I'm trying to flirt with this person and like really like get her on a date. Like I'm trying to riz her up. Like, oh yeah, like
So game.
yeah, trying to like spit game at her basically. That's what it means.
No, I like spit game better, but that's what y'all saying nowadays. No, y'all really gotta step your play up. Like, I'm going to be as frank as possible, while still, first things first, you got to be player enough to get the girl that you're trying to go for. Let's start there. Let's just make sure that you're on the same league, right?
Let's be realistic.
Okay? Yeah. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, don't do all of the nonsensical BS fluff. Don't promise anybody the world if all you really want is a good night.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm telling you, women respect men more who can just give it to them straight.
Keep it a buck, for sure.
Keep it a buck. That's it. Really, number 1, you need to make sure that you could pull the girl that you're trying to go for. And then be frank with the fact that you're really just looking for a good time. I'm telling you. And it's so crazy. I've seen it time and time again. Women literally salivate over a man saying pretty much this exact phrase. I don't think I'm in a state to have a committed relationship right now. I don't know what it is about that saying, but I've seen so many women fall prey to it. Just keep it a buck. Because it's one of two things are going to happen. If she feeling you, she either thinks she could change you, which that's on her, or she going to be with it.
Right.
So that's it. Now, if you want tips and tricks on how to get your, step your riz
we
up, your game
class.
up.
We're not running a class.
We're going to have to put a class together. Yeah, y'all going to have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all that goes to say, just be upfront and real about what your intentions are. So if you see someone you're interested in and you really want to link up with them and only have a sexual, type of relationship with them, then say that. Don't be trying to like get in her brain, like manipulate her into thinking that you want more just because you only want that one thing. That is not showing that you got any raise or game or nothing. That actually shows that you don't know what you're doing and that you're very insecure yourself.
Lame, boo.
It gives childish.
So that's lame. We don't do that. That's what literal children do. And grown men use, a man's word is bond. So if you're moving with
that's a conversation.
Word, use your words,
but I think
don't
the
be
issue
lying.
is because if
Maybe
she's
not cute. No, because I'm not even that. Because if she's really not cute for real, don't be like in her messages like you're a baddie, you're this,
like,
you're that, and that's really
Deek,
not what you're
Deek,
seeing.
How you gonna say that?
Right.
What if they cute to them?
Not nobody's taste. That's what they like.
No, because some men don't even really be thinking the girls are cute.
Oh, you're saying when you know that you're not attracted to her. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for the men. What is the reason?
Men, what is the reason?
Because honestly, serious
I feel like
question.
They think that they're
for the
easy
men.
to get because they assume that they have low self-esteem because they perceive them as unattractive. So they assume that because they themselves perceive that female as unattractive, that woman also has low self-esteem, yada, yada. So in their mind, they're easy to get. That's my theory.
Okay, but see, my thing is that is part of the question, but the real question is, for me, and I know for my girls, when they are not attracted to somebody, it's borderline disgust. Like when the conversation of intimacy comes up, it's like, ew, why are you talking to me about that? So how are y'all? Yeah.
No morals, like you said.
You don't respect yourself.
This is a question that I feel like I've had for so long and I just don't understand. And it's probably the only time I actually question myself, Because when you have someone that swipes up into your messages or in your DMs or trying to get with you, and they're they ugly. Like if they're in your messages and they're ugly, I was trying to say it in a nice way, but I can't. So
it was a pause just to say it how it is.
I was just trying to, yeah. So if someone is in my messages and they're ugly, and they are confident enough to like swipe up in my messages, like at some point I'd be feeling offended because it's like, one, you either are very confident and like, I love that for you, or two, you think that I'm...
This is why I said earlier, look at you, look at me. Does it make sense?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't make sense in that way, and that doesn't mean to stoop low, because, you know, women
go for what you want,
and men,
I guess.
and people have their own types and go for whatever. So yeah, shoot your shot always, but don't keep shooting your shot if the shot was never like picked up. Like, you got to leave it where it was. Like, if you try to reach out and they never even opened the message or they opened it and didn't reply, you shouldn't be responding from there.
Mm-hmm.
You just pick up your Riz and move on to the next person. But for you to be in the messages consistently messaging, and then you're mad, you're like, oh, I see you on social media, but you're not responding.
Who are you? Yeah,
I don't
that's
have
my
to
immediate
respond
question.
to
Who
you.
are you?
See, okay, that's a part of the unattractive things that men do. Don't be clingy in that way, and you're not even my man.
That's not
actually, no, literally,
you're like,
I don't even know you. Who are you?
Yeah,
but I think it's because
what
society has placed...
think to?
No, literally, and I think it's because society has placed this ideology into the mind of the men, sis, to think that, you know, you have to pursue what you want and be consistent in the pursuit and this and that. Read the room, babes. Read the room. The pursuit was over as soon as you try to pursue it. Okay, it was done. It was gone. It was dead. Just read the room. That's
Not
just really...
it was done. It was gone. It was dead. But no, for real. But all in all, honestly, that goes to say, know your game. If you're not a shooter, don't shoot. You look stupid. Like,
no, literally, look stupid.
That's it.
And like learn what makes you confident behind your Riz too. Like learn like what ways, like if you're not a shooter, but you're a center, right? That's the route you should be going. Right now we're talking basketball here. If you're not a shooter, if you're not a point guard, but you're in the middle, blocking, catching those rebounds, and that's your vibe, then stick to that. But don't think you can be
crazy.
A point guard
not the second,
and
not
a
the seconds,
rebounder
man.
at the same time.
Right.
Not
you know, you never know. People have good luck. It's that residual feelings. They might have good luck, and then things might come out well for them.
Okay.
So don't even knock it. Let them have it.
Oh, wow.
Let
Okay,
them have
right.
it.
Yeah.
Some people are like that.
Girls need to start asking guys before they even start doing anything with that guy what their intentions are, because I think the issue is here where a girl and a guy do stuff, and then the guy wants to wait until after they do the stuff to tell them what their actual intentions are, and then that's when the female gets upset. But it's like, honestly, you can't really get upset because you should have just had that conversation with them.
So they aren't
beforehand,
forthcoming with
you
it.
know?
It's on you as the female to be
I
like,
agree.
okay, so what's the tea? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like, what are we on? Like, because if you on that, then I could be on that, and then I'll ghost you right after.
Oh my God.
So don't be mad because you already told me what you was on.
Or,
so it's like, I can really play the game for real.
Yeah.
I love games.
I think that is important because for both parties, then you can both choose if you guys want to move forward in that way with each other or not. Because if you never have that conversation, then you're just doing a bunch of stuff basically off of assumptions, and someone's going to, one, either get hurt, or two, just end up hating each other. So it's better to just have a conversation, you know, beforehand. So yeah, I like, period. Respect your body, talk it out. It's about you. Okay, so next question. I'm reading this verbatim. Why you want to spin the block now that you done got fat?
Okay, when we get off of here, I need to know who said that immediately. I need to know.
Immediately. Yeah.
Actually, you might need to text it in the group chat right now while we're filming, because I just don't understand who said that. And why would you even play in these people's face like that?
I'm going to tell you who said it, and I'm just going to bleep it out. Said that.
There's just no reason. Okay, so why would they even say that? Like, I just can't. That's all I say.
In other words, instead of us answering that, like, let's think of an overall question.
Don't try to clean it up.
No, I'm not. Let's think of the overall question. Like, say someone's hitting you up, reaching out, whatever. They're like dubbing you. You're like, no, I don't want. Or like you're dubbing them. You're like, no. Then you end up turning around and like trying to get back to that person. I think a lot of the reasons is because whatever they originally had planned, or whoever they originally had in line and ahead didn't work out. So they know you're a decent second option or third or fourth or fifth option.
Okay, great.
So I think,
But we got to answer the question because I want to know why he said that.
I don't know why he said that.
Because is
but
that a thing?
Why would you spin the block once you got fat? I don't know why.
Well,
I
first of
can't
all,
answer that question
can't
at all because
relate.
I'm not
I have no-
spinning a block.
Right.
So
So I'm not answering it for
you
me,
gonna have
but
to catch me.
I'm just
I'm not spinning any
that part.
block. The block is a dead end. The block is a dead end. There's no
But
spinning
like,
it.
what? What do you mean? So now I'm just curious because now I want to ask him, like, so do they do that? Like, you notice?
So you calling me fat?
Yeah, it's
I'm
like,
trying to, because the question was very you-centered. So who you talking about?
that's
No,
what I'm
kidding.
saying, though. Like, who
Yes.
is it? I want to know because now I'm curious. And then it's like, what are you identifying as fat? Just a couple pounds, heavier than what she was when you were in high school? Like, she a grown woman now. Don't do that. Don't
Come
do too
on.
much.
Okay. That's a conversation.
So I need more detail.
We are pushing 30 people. Okay. With age, a lot of times comes some extra curves, baby, some extra loving. Okay. So let's stop feeding for
Please.
people in their adolescent form.
That's disgusting, actually. Why are you,
That's it.
like you said, pushing 30 and still wanting me to
That's
look
it.
like I'm 16? That's sick. I'm sorry.
That part.
But anyways, yeah, we can go down that rabbit hole.
But I
need
mean,
more
for
details.
that particular person, like, I feel like if you've matured and they've matured, unless if
Right.
you're just genuinely unattracted to the body type or
Right,
the
that's
physique that they
something else.
currently
Yeah.
have, that's different. But I feel like a lot of men say that. And then I look at some of the women that they're saying that about. And,
Nowhere near the word fat.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm with you.
Okay, so next question. This is from a female, to clarify, because the way I'm going to read this will make you really turn your neck on, like, why did you word it this way? But this is a female to a female, a woman to woman. Why whores think it's okay to sleep with people, man, but then cry when their men cheat?
Wait,
It's me literally kicking my feet.
not why horse? That is crazy.
That was aggressive.
She thought about
I'm
that
sorry.
thing before she said
But
it.
that was so aggressive. That
Why
was so
horse?
aggressive.
Oh my
It
gosh.
sounds like it's like personal, like currently.
No, something happened to her the other day for sure. Something happened to her the
Had
other day.
to.
She found something out the other day for sure.
All
Yes.
right, I don't forgot the question. I'm just stuck on the words.
Why do the
All right,
horse,
so anyway.
the horse, why do they what? Why do they get mad when their man cheats and they're out here sleeping with other people's men? That's the question.
The horse?
Why do they get mad?
Oh my god. Girl, I mean, what's plan?
I feel like that's hard to answer.
Carla is a
'cause-
bitch. It hurt every time they come back around.
Right.
That's it. I mean,
I would say, certain females like to have their roster. They get upset if even the last person on the roster cheat.
That's true.
they do.
That's a valid point.
It don't matter what number they at on the roster.
Yeah.
They get
You
upset.
can be number 27. You ain't never getting no playing time. And they definitely do be mad. That is.
I
That's
swear.
true. No, I feel like that answers it. That's literally just what it is. If they feel like that's their person,
literally.
people in general, a lot of people, not everybody in the world, obviously, but a lot of people want to be able to have their fun, but keep what they have private and, sacred and stuff like that. That's just not how it works. But in their minds, they have convinced,
have their cake and eat
they
it
have
too.
convinced themselves that, oh, I could do this. I could live the best of those worlds. But Buki,
But that is
That's
quite
not it.
literally not the best of any of the worlds.
That's
And that is so
literally it.
confusing to me.
in
Maybe it's
their
just
mind it
me, or
is.
maybe it's a lack of maturity. But when you realize that you are literally getting like the bottom of the barrel on both sides of the spectrum,
right.
or both sides yield, is crazy. It's like you playing for two different teams that are rivals, but you get no playing time for real. Like you get no glory. Like, so what's the point? You just tired. You going to all the practices, all conditioning, you in the off season, but you get no accolades.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
For what?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why the whores be mad, but
Okay, next question. Is it appropriate to ask a woman how many partners she's had sexually?
And are we childish or what?
Wait.
That's basically like asking the body count. Like, we're too old to be asking the body count. Why does that even matter? We're too old
I
for
already
that.
knew that was going to be the one.
Like, we is not like, I get it if we was back in like high school or whatever, but We getting too old to be asking the body count for real.
Why does it matter for real?
Better question is,
it
have
really
you been
shouldn't.
tested? Let's that's just at this age. Have you been tested? If not, go and get tested. Then that's
exactly my
Yes.
point.
Show me your test
I'm
results
good.
now.
Okay, cool.
And it better not be from last year.
Oh,
We about to go into 2025. It better not be from 2023.
oh my goodness.
Where's that? Where's the update?
Shoot, I need the
About to start having doctors start breaking the HIPAA law.
I'm crying, girl. Nah, but like that's it. We answered that. They need take our advice, okay? That's the question you need to ask now. Move on.
Okay, so how do you distinguish a trick from a husband?
Oh, okay. Wait, I had a moment in my brain. I was about to say a trick. Like, what do you mean? Duh. I get it. Yeah.
So a man can be referred to as a trick as well. So how do you distinguish a trick versus a husband? How do you know whether you're going to play with the guy or whether you're going to be with him for real?
I feel like it depends on how the guy moves with other females or what you heard from a female. I like to observe first, then move accordingly. You feel me? You hear me? Hello. I gotta observe first, then move accordingly to see if you really on that. Like, if you really on that, like, is you really trying to play or is you trying to?
I think the questions was asked because from a male's point of view, they probably know or have that type of process when they're like interacting with the woman. They know whether they're going to actually marry them or like be with them, or if they are definitely just going to like mess around with them. So I think for us, for women, I think it's a little more, some women are able to, you know, basically play around and like play around and like whatever with men's financials or use them for them to pay their bills and things like that. Not all women are capable of doing something like that. So Winter, the question is, how do you distinguish a trick from a husband?
Is he husband material? Like, it's really simple. I don't understand what the difficulty is in deciphering between the two. It's just somebody that you can see yourself marrying, yes or no. Like, not somebody that you think you can mold into being your husband just because you want to be with him. But if this were to be your husband in the near future, do you foresee this person that you're debating between tricking or, locking down? Can you actually see yourself marrying them? If the answer is no, it's very plain and simple. Like, I don't understand the issue that a lot of women or young girls have. And part of me feels like it's because of the way that we are conditioned to always be, especially if you're a Disney child, you wait to be saved. Like, it's the conditioning of every man that you meet, it's supposed to be your Prince Charming, right? That's not the reality that we live in. And I thank God every day for the father that I have, because I'm a princess in my own right. I'm very, very spoiled, but he's always put me on the game. I've always been able to spot a wolf in sheep's clothing. And so I'm not blinded by potential. I'm not blinded by what I want this relationship to be. It's always very cut and dry. So I feel like you need to listen to your gut. That's how you distinguish whether or not the individual you are with is going to be a fling, somebody that is just around for a good time, or somebody that you go the long haul with. And I think instinctually, and you're just ignoring it. So let's stop ignoring our intuition. We have it for a reason.
And to go along with that, I think as women, first of all, if you're even, dating to find a husband, some people aren't. Some people out here living their life. That's
Don't.
you.
No.
But if you are not dating for,
not young, I should say, but continue. Yeah.
If you are dating to go somewhere, I think a major part of even what Winter was saying is for you yourself to know, what do you even want in a husband? What are the character traits that you want your husband to exemplify? Because that's then how you kind of are able to navigate that and say, okay, he has X, Y, and Z that I'm looking for, or this is something that I know I could not live with for my whole life. That's not a husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just, it might not be your husband. He may be a husband, but it's not your husband.
But it's
So I
also
think
the person. Like you can be dating a man, or now I'm specifically talking to the younger individuals, the individuals in their teens, late teens, very, very early 20s, like 2021, right? You can be dating somebody who has all the qualities of being a husband, or for the men, dating a woman who has all the qualities of a wife. But that is not your wife. That is not your husband. And you know that. You know that.
Yeah. But I think it takes time. I think, too, the problem is when you are young and you're thinking that way, you haven't even developed all of what you are looking for in a dynamic like that anyway.
That's
so
why
it's harder to...
You shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be, period. Like there should be no conversation. I'm sorry. I'm always be that person to say, you're too young. What do you... Granted, love finds people at all stages of life, right? You could be 8 years old and have found your husband and know that that's going to be your husband, right? But for the vast majority of people, you are playing house. Cut it out. You're being fresh. No, let me stop. But no, for real, chill out a little bit. You're being fresh. You're being fresh. But no, chill out. Like, not every man or every little boy you have a crush on is going to be your husband, okay? So, when you get of age and you're trying to decipher between whether he is going to be a trick or treat, or your husband, first of all, that's not your decision to make, I feel like, as a woman. Also, so stop playing yourself. That's really it.
But that's why I say where it's like, when it comes to stuff like that and that's what you're looking for, don't rush the process. Like, if that's what you want, it's going to come to you. Don't go out looking for it, because once you go out looking for it, it's not going to turn out what you thought it was going to be.
Because as they always say, you will find whatever it is that you're looking for. You look hard enough, you will find it. If you are looking for a husband, whatever man comes across your doorstep next, you are going to try to put into that place of being your husband. Ma'am, that's not your husband. You've been squinting your eyes, looking a little too hard. Now he look like he could be, but he's not, okay? Leave it alone. That's the moral of the story.
Right. Observe the man.
Take your time. Slow down.
Observe him. Right. Like
Calm
Bria
down.
said, calm down.
Why do some women weaponize men's vulnerability after telling them to be open?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I'm a third it. I don't like it at all.
Because what's really the reason for that? And what was the reason for you to tell them to give them in that state where they feel comfortable to be vulnerable to you, and then you kind of just feel that shit? Throw that stuff in their face.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Cut that out. Like, I feel like for me, that's never really an issue. Like, I feel like for me, I want guys to be vulnerable because I feel like it makes me feel like they're comfortable to even have conversations that make them feel vulnerable to me. And then that's also moving in the next step of a relationship and stuff like that. But to make a guy get vulnerable and then you basically play him in his face, that's crazy. And this is the reason why guys don't want to be vulnerable to women.
It's quite literally the same thing as a man lying and telling you that he's going to give you the world when really he doesn't want anything to do with you at all. It's manipulative. And it's just dead wrong, period. So what's the reason? They're manipulative. They are pieces of crap. Leave them alone. If you ever come across a woman that makes you feel like you can't be vulnerable because anytime you do, she's going to weaponize it and use it against you or throw it back in your face, leave her alone, okay?
Wait, my thingy came off.
What is your biggest concern about being vulnerable with someone?
That it's going to be used against me. I think that's a lot of people's concern, because vulnerability is you showing the areas that you're tender. So,
right. I think that's so true. Or like if you share something, much of what you said, like an example, if you, let's say I tell the person that I'm seeing or something, yeah, my last relationship, he didn't like when I would do X, Y, and Z, right? And then something happens and they're like, now I see why he, and it's like, whoa, that's exactly why people don't want to share things, because people do stuff like that. And it's honestly, that wasn't the point of them sharing that. That wasn't the point. Was for you to go and then try and make, turn that around on them and make it seem like, oh, now you agree with their ex, and please. That's not the point. That's why people don't like to. That's my theory on why people don't like to share stuff because people do stuff like
For me personally, I don't really think of someone using it against me. Like if they do that, like it is what it is. Like it sucks, obviously. But I feel like my biggest concern is being vulnerable with someone without, like, for not a reason. Like I was vulnerable with someone and it was like it didn't work out, or like it didn't go anywhere from there. Because then I feel more like, dang, I wish I would have never, like, I wish you didn't know me like that. Not all the time, but like, that's more of my perspective from it than me thinking someone's gonna like throw it in my face.
I definitely get that because I've definitely been there too. But I think in that respect, I've grown to kind of come to the understanding that I did that because of that. That's who I am. That's who I am. So regardless on whether or not you stick around or you leave, it's your loss because I gave my full self. So there's nothing that I can negatively take from that whatsoever. But I definitely get where you're coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's normally like my concern or my thought process, but I'm happy that I have grown. Honestly, I pretty much have always been that I pretty much have always had the mindset of I'm going to give my all when I feel like I should. And it's on the other person, whether they, treat me bad or whatever it is behind it. So I'm happy with that mindset because I typically always feel fulfilled. And I don't, like, when I'm done with someone, I'm able to be like, I'm done because I feel like I know I gave everything I could. And like, I'm done with it, compared to not doing that and then feeling like, oh, that's probably what would make me spin the block, is if I didn't feel like I gave all I could of myself to someone. So not saying I just like pour 102% no, but I'm just saying like that makes a big difference for me. Being able to be like, well, I know I've done everything to be open and vulnerable with this person. So whether they accept it or they don't, like, it is what it is. I think that's also why I don't think too much on like whether they're going to throw it in my face or not. Because I know I have pure and genuine intentions behind it. So it's like, that's kind of
I want to take it a step further because for me, it's more than just it being thrown in my face. It's literally it being used against me. So let's say, my family is like my soft spot. They are my tender point. If you are doing something to offend, disrespect, demean my people, it takes me out of my body. Like, it takes me out of my character. I'm no longer poised. I'm no longer stoic. I'm no longer professional, which are all the things that people typically call me. I am, hell, have no fury like a what? Yeah. So it's that. It's the actual using my vulnerabilities against me or being able to pull the rug from under me because my vulnerabilities. That is what has always kind of kept me from opening up to people as a whole. It's not even in a romantic relationship, just in general. Like, I don't talk about my family at work unless if I have come to the point of, okay, I like these people, they're cool.
Okay, so I like that explanation a lot. That makes a lot more sense, and I can resonate with that compared to it being like thrown in my face. Yes, that makes a lot more sense. I agree. So that was pretty much all the questions that I received. I think that basically sums up our episode. It was a fun little quick episode just to, get involved with our viewers. So be sure that you are following every single one of us on social media, as well as group chat calling on all social media platforms, including TikTok, because it's not getting banned. And keep up with everything that we post, because we always are asking for engagement from you all. So be sure you follow us, hit the little bell, get notified when we post. Make sure you follow us on all streaming platforms so you're notified when we post our new episodes and you're up to date. And yes, we hope you had a great New Year's Eve and you're going to go into 2025 grand. So we'll catch you next week here on GCC.
Yes, and good night to all the whores.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Not good night to all the whores. Oh my God.
That question is still playing through my head.
Bye, groupies.
Bye, groupies. Happy New Year.
Good night, groupies.
Thanks for hanging with us on Group Chat Calling. Ready to make it official? Join the group and be a part of the convo every Wednesday. Hit that follow button so you never miss a call. Catch you next week.